Ian, you must be a veteran of a few Albert Hall proms experiences.
We have done some brilliant proms, but I do think the most recent one that sticks in my mind was the Verdi Requiem that we did. It was a proper LPO, LPC affair, because normally when we sing the Verdi Requiem in the Albert Hall, you have, you know, at least 3, if not 4 choirs singing just to make the full impact over the orchestra. But it was purely LPC behind the LPO, and Orozco Estrada was conducting, and we had the most stellar lineup of soloists. Lisa Davidson was our soprano soloist, and I remember in rehearsal when she opened her mouth, and I think half of the orchestra stopped playing, most of us lot fell over because her voice was just out of this world. And even from that point, we knew it was going to be special. But as soon as his baton went down in the Albert Hall, which of course for a Verdi Requiem prom was sold out to the rafters, I don't think they could have got anyone else into that promming area if they'd even tried to squeeze anyone in. It was just packed out to the rafters. And from the moment his baton went down, it was just magic. Something gelled between the orchestra and the choir. And I do remember I was in the dreaded position of right behind the bass drum, but that's actually how close they'd packed the choir to the orchestra on the platform. I think a few people were up in the choir area, but I think they'd actually sold most of that to the audience. So it was that thing of being all packed together on that stage. And yeah, we just all seemed to be in sync. And we were still 350 odd strong, so we weren't a tiny army by any stretch of the imagination. But I will always remember somebody was up in the gallery, and they said the first few bars they thought the orchestra weren't playing because he had you playing so softly. And even when we came in, they thought we'd forgotten to come in. But we were all there because we just gotten the dynamics in that vast place so wonderful. And I remember by the end of it, the roar that went up from the audience was just so overwhelming and satisfying. So that one's really stuck in the head.
There's a very senior executive at Radio 3 whose name I won't mention on here, but he reported back after that prom, but it was in the top 5 proms he's ever been to.
Wow.
And he's obviously been to a fair few, and it was very special. I was sitting in a box for that one with some donors who'd bought the box at our fundraising gala auction. So I was very sort of generously sort of wined and dined by these people in their box, and I got to listen to you singing that absolutely fantastic piece in that performance. So I was very lucky.
I think the most amazing thing that we have to mention about that prom, though, I was also in it, and it was one of my favourite moments in the choir, the fact that Dame Sarah Connolly stepped in last minute to sing because the mezzo-soprano had to drop out, unfortunately, last minute. We didn't even get a chance to have Sarah sing with us in the rehearsal that afternoon. So the first time we sang, she was with Sarah was in the performance, and she was amazing, and she's a superstar, and I was gobsmacked. Everyone in the choir was just like, wow. That was just amazing. And yeah, and Lisa Davison, wow, what a voice. I think, you know, everyone's heart just melted. It was, yeah, but Dame Sarah Connolly, just wow, just, you know, icon.
It was a stellar lineup of soloists anyway for that prom, and I'm kicking myself because I can't remember who the mezzo was supposed to have been, but it was somebody absolutely fabulous. And when she pulled out, and we were all sort of, oh, no, and then Graham, who does the, you know, sort of the fixing of these crisis moments in the office, sort of said, Sarah Connolly's free. We were okay, that's good.